Hello, this is Required Fields, and in this video I'm going to discuss my favorite albums of 2019. It was a good year for metal. Lots of albums I really enjoyed that came out, and I'm just going to discuss what some of the best albums are, or that came released in 2019. Starting off with Deafrest, Hacked to Death. This is a great album. This band is from Alberta, and this is their album is in a vein of extreme old school thrash metal like Demolition Hammer, and there's also a bit of an old school death metal influence here as well. Now, there's a band called Condition Critical who have been described as Demolition Hammer Jr., but this band is far more deserving of that title, I would say. Whereas Critical Extravasation does add a little bit more of a slight crossover edge, mainly to the less intense vocals that Demolition Hammer has. Well, Demolition Hammer's vocals are more intense than Condition Critical's are, is what I meant by that, actually. Sorry about that. But Deafrest is more brutal, has a little bit more of a death metal influence at times as well. And also they have a much more brutal and crushing guitar tone. Hacked to Death is a great album, and I look forward to hearing what this band, who is a true Demolition Hammer Jr., will do in the future. And definitely a great debut to check out if you like extreme thrash metal. This is Overkill. This is The Wings of War. This is yet another great album by Overkill. My favorite track on it is the opening track, Last Man Standing. And Overkill batted 5 for 5 in the decade of the 2010s, and let's just hope that they actually deliver some more great albums in the 2020s. This is Riot City. This is Burning Night, and like the aforementioned Deafrest, Riot City are from Alberta, and this is their debut album. Whereas Deafrest is old school thrash metal and death metal hybrid. Riot City is a traditional metal band with a big Judas Priest influence, and definitely worth checking out if you like that kind of old school traditional heavy metal. And this is a very a good debut, and again, I look forward to seeing what they do in the future. This is Vexation. This is Journey Beyond Mortality. This band is from Australia, and this is also their debut album. And they also play an extreme thrash metal and death metal hybrid. And I discovered this band via Encyclopedia Metal, the Metal Archives, and when I looked up more info on the band, I ended up buying their album, and glad I did. Nobody seems to mention this album when it comes to great metal albums released in 2019. Well, I will. This is Vexation of Journey Beyond Mortality. Definitely worth getting if you like the extreme side of thrash metal as well as death metal. This is Ripper with Sensory Stagnation. Ripper is from Chile, and they play extreme thrash metal in the vein of Sepultura. And they have 2 full-length albums that they released before this, Raising the Corpse and Experiment of Existence, and they will be putting out their 3rd full-length album soon, and this is a good EP to hold you over. It's called Sensory Stagnation. Definitely worth checking out if you like bands like Sepultura and Torture Squad. This is Haunt, and this is If Icarus Could Fly. This is their 2nd full-length album, and they also released, they even just released their 3rd studio album as well already. They managed to put out albums in very short time periods, which makes me wonder if they've actually had the material written for quite some time and just decided to release it, studio albums in different intervals to get more prolific time periods out, release albums more quickly, basically. Makes me wonder that. But anyways, this is a very enjoyable album, which is traditional metal with a big NWO/BHM influence. If you like that sort of thing, if you like the NWO/BHM and want to hear a new band that plays a comparable style, Haunt is a band you should check out. That's their album If Icarus Could Fly. And speaking of NWO/BHM, This is Angel Witch, and this is Angel of Light. Angel Witch was one of the key players in the NWOBHM movement in the early 1980s. They split up and reformed a few times over the years, and in the last year they released a new studio album, Angel of Light, and this is a very good traditional metal album. My favorite tracks on it would be Don't Turn Your Back, the opening track, and I also like the track We Are Damned on it. But anyways, this is a very good traditional metal album from Angel Witch, and this is Possessed, Revelations of Oblivion. And Possessed is a band who some people consider to be the first death metal band, mainly because they have a song on their 1985 debut, Seven Churches, called Death Metal, which was a demo before that, and the track was on a demo earlier. But some people debate whether they were really truly thrash metal or death metal. But either way, Possessed broke up in the late 1980s after 2 full-length albums and EP. They did briefly reform in the early 1990s, but only got to the demo stage before breaking up again. And in 2019, they finally released their 3rd full-length album, Revelations of Oblivion. Very intense thrash metal album. My favorite tracks on it are No More Room in Hell and Abandoned. But either way, welcome back, Possessed. And this is a band called Critical Extravasation, and this is their EP, Morbid Existence. Now, I know it's a cassette that I actually showed. It was on a cassette format first, and then they released it on CD format later in the year. I did get the CD version of it as well, and the CD version includes a bonus track not on a cassette version titled Mental Prison. And they're a progressive technical death metal band, and they will be putting out a full-length album very soon, and I'll definitely be getting that when it comes out. And rounding off the list is Hypoxia, and this is their album Abhorrent Disease. Now, Hypoxia have Mike from Monstrosity, the current vocalist from Monstrosity, as the vocalist. And they're also one of the very, very few death metal bands who have a female drummer. I did not even know that until after I bought the album. But Abhorrent Disease is the 2nd album by Hypoxia. And I haven't even checked out the 1st album yet, but I'll be sure to check it out because I do really enjoy this release. Anyways, this is Hypoxia of Hypoxia of Abhorrent Disease. And anyway, so yes, that would be my top 10 for 2019. Honorable mention to go to Arch Mathios with Winter Ethereal, and The Bleeding with Morbid Prophecy, and Nocturnus AD with Paradox. Anyways, 2020 seems to be it's going to be, looks like it's going to be a great year for metal. I'm pumped for the new Heathen album titled Empire of the Blind, which will be out later in the year. I'm also looking forward to new albums by Defeated Sanity, Shock Paris, Sacrifice, Exodus, and the aforementioned Critical Extravasation. And Hemotoxin will release their 3rd full-length album at last, titled Restructuring the Molded Mind, I believe it's called. Anyways, that album comes out next month. Or Restructure the Molded Mind. Anyways, but anyways, thank you for watching. This is Required Field signing off, and goodbye.